Just like where I live now, my radio experiment, the first experiment back in he owned my land from the deck right to all the way in town. His great grandson built from house. We didn't really know that until he used to jump about like yeah. You wonder what
just get on the check.
anyway,
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the arrival of the Vice-Regal Party. Her Honor, the Honorable Antoinette Perry, Lieutenant Governor of the Province of Prince Edward Island. Ladies and gentlemen, you can now be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Summerside's Canada Day ceremony. Welcome to our special guests, our dignitaries, our citizens, and visitors to Summerside. I'm pleased today to be your MC for Canada Day ceremonies. In March of 2019, the way we went about our everyday lives changed due to the outbreaks around the COVID-19. Since then, we've adjusted and are now starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Vaccines are starting to roll out. Now we're here today to reminisce about all the great things our country is known for. The Maple Leaf, hockey, friendly people, vast landscapes, and so much more. But first, I'd like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the traditional and unceded territory of the Abequid Mi'kmaq First Nation. In light of the ongoing discoveries of unmarked graves at former residential schools, today we'd like to honor those impacted by those tragedies with a moment of silence. I'd ask you to stand, please, for a moment. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. So this year's celebration may look much different than past years, but today we celebrate the nation's 154th birthday with millions of proud Canadians right across this great country of ours. I would now like to invite Her Honor, the Honorable Antoinette Perry, the Lieutenant Governor of the Province of Prince Edward Island, Member of Parliament for Egmont, the Honourable Bobby Morrissey, Ms. Lynn Lund, MLA for District 21, Summerside, Wilmot, and Mr. Gordon Perry to come forward and join His Worship Mayor Basil Stewart with the raising of the national flag of Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, as the flag is being raised, I'd ask you to stand as Jenna Wood sings our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in lover's command, quand embrasse et porte les pères, il s'est porté la croix.
Please be seated. To begin, I would ask the Honorable Antoinette Perry to come to the stage for her greetings of Canada Day.
Good afternoon, bonjour, kwe. I like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the traditional land of the Mi'kmaq First Nations. Thank you for the warm welcome to join you for your annual Canada Day ceremony. It's so important to unite with fellow Canadians today as we face many challenges in our country. Together, Islanders, Canadians, and the whole world are still faced with the COVID-19 challenge. We are grateful for getting to this stage of the moving forward reopening plan for PEI. We did it. We're on our way. J'encourage tous les Canadiens d'adopter un esprit de reconnaissance et de gratitude pour toutes les ressources et les services qui sont disponibles pour notre protection et notre bien-être, et de continuer à faire notre part pour renouveler notre société canadienne. Because our country is faced with diverse challenges at this time in our history, it is even more important for Canadians to gather on this, our nation's special day. My personal motto is learn, connect, and pass it on. In order to move forward, as we are currently doing in the pandemic, we've had to learn about this distinct challenge. We had to become informed, gain knowledge. Then it was connecting with others, engaging in conversation, discussing our fears, our inaptitudes. Then to pass on, or to speak up, and become a part of finding a way to move ahead, to become engaged. So learn, connect, pass it on. Today I see as a big day of reflection. As I reflect upon our country's current situation and the challenges we face, and I truly listen to people's experiences, I connect with others, being grateful for what unifies us as Canadians, so that together, and yes, I mean together, we can hope for a brighter future for our homeland. A guiding principle for me taught to me by my uncle when I was a teenager, and I still use today, is the Serenity Prayer. Because in all this, if we want to truly become a part of the solution, we must get a measure of serenity or peace. So my guiding principle is this, that I continue to seek that serenity to accept those things I cannot change, and to seek the courage to change the things that I can. And by listening and learning, I seek the courage. But by listening and learning, I hope to gain the wisdom to know the difference so that I can engage wholeheartedly in contributing to a more just society in my home country, Canada, mine and yours. On behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, I wish to express my gratitude to all Canadians who have followed COVID protocols and who have chosen to become part of the solution, so that today we can enjoy gathering as we are doing today, feeling much more relaxed than we did last year, and that we can enjoy more freedoms as we move through the recovery stages of COVID-19. I also offer my heartfelt condolences to the many Canadians who suffer ongoing pain and broken spirits brought about through injustices and irresponsible acts. And I also would like to thank all those who have been a part of organizing Canada Day activities, and in a special way the many volunteers whose generosity makes the things move forward in our communities. We all know who they are. Thank you so much. Soyons gentils les uns envers les autres. Let's continue to be kind and treat each other with dignity and respect. Bonne fête du Canada. Let us all enjoy sharing Canada Day activities together with our Canadian family. Thank you. Merci.
Thank you, Your Honor. I now call on Member of Parliament for Egmont, the Honourable Bobby Morrissey, to the podium for his Canada Day remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Votre Honneur, Monsieur le Maire, distingués invités, Mesdames et Messieurs. Happy Canada Day. Bonne fête du Canada. C'est un plaisir d'être avec vous ici à Summerside aujourd'hui. Canada's rich history, diverse culture, polite people, and beautiful landscapes all make our country among the most special in the world. Canada Day marks a time for us to celebrate all that we have and all that we are, and to reflect on our past with its mistakes, and to look forward to what's ahead. From one generation to the next, Canadians have brought our country's promise to life with hard work, a bold vision, and determination. Le Canada est un des meilleurs pays au monde, un depuis des heures dans son histoire. Sa culture diverse, sa beauté naturelle et son peuple poli et solidaire continuent à en faire un pays spécial. De génération en génération, tous y ont contribué par leur travail, leur vision et leur détermination. No matter the circumstances, Canadians can count on each other to shared values of kindness, generosity, and respect. Our unity as a country must be ever present as we stand together and become stronger together as a result. Our collective sacrifice can flatten the curve to keep our family, friends, and loved ones safe. And that's what being Canadian is all about. Spécialement cette année, le Jour du Canada est le moment choisi pour nous de réfléchir sur tout ce que nous avons et tout ce que nous sommes. Nos valeurs communes, notre force et notre générosité. Malgré la pandémie et les horreurs du passé, nous devons demeurer unis. C'est ça d'être Canadien. While our Canada Day celebrations may look much different this year, our confederation and national pride are worth celebrating. Même si les célébrations sont encore manifestes cette année, notre confédération et notre fierté nationale doivent être fêtées. Whether this year is your first Canada Day or just one of many, I wish you and yours a happy Canada Day. Bonne fête du Canada à vous tous, anciens et nouveaux Canadiens, et à vos proches. Merci beaucoup.
Thank Thank you, Mr. Morrissey. Now I call on Ms. Lynn Lund, MLA for District 21, Summerside, Wilmot, to share a few words.
Hello and welcome. Before I begin, I also would like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather today is the traditional and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. I spent the morning with my colleagues on Lennox Island with Chief Bernard, and I think it's incredibly important that we keep that in mind, especially today. A warm welcome to Her Honor, to Mayor Stewart, to MP Morrissey, to my colleagues Trish Altaz and Steve Howard, the MLAs for Summerside, to our veterans, to Chief Poirier and to Chief Enman, all distinguished guests, and everyone in Summerside. I'm pleased to be here to bring Canada Day remarks today, although I acknowledge it's a particularly difficult year to be doing that. The tone is more reflective than celebratory this year, and rightly so. Like many Canadians, my feelings are complicated. We love this country, this land, and so many of the beautiful things that on one hand make Canada a remarkable and wonderful place to call home. And in recent weeks, we've been confronted with that other hand, which is a devastating truth Indigenous communities have been living with for decades, as more than 1,100 unmarked graves, largely belonging to children, are uncovered at sites of residential schools across the country. Having read the Truth and Reconciliation report, I expect that number to rise significantly. Canada's history with Indigenous people is one none of us are proud of, and as a nation we're coming to grips with that this year. This is not a comfortable Canada Day, but that's okay, because truth has to come before reconciliation, and it cannot be Indigenous people alone who bear the weight of that truth. And so for this Canada Day, and perhaps all Canada Days moving forward, we reflect. We sit with this uncomfortable feeling about our shared history, knowing this is necessary for us to move forward with the understanding and compassion that we all want. The path forward will be challenging. It will take truth, courage, and humility, but along that path, we as a nation can start to build a new relationship with the First Peoples of this land. A relationship that more closely resembles the one we wish had been true all along. This will not be easy, nor should it be, but I believe we have the opportunity to finally reflect the love and mutual respect that I have seen pouring out since this horrific news has been unfolding. It's no doubt the coming weeks will be difficult, and will continue to be difficult as we learn a history that sadly none of us were taught in school. We'll continue to talk about why this shared history matters, because it does matter for all of us. We love our country, and we love it enough to want to do better. So for Canada Day, let's all renew our commitment to the work of reconciliation. Walalan, thank you.
Thank you. Next, I have to call upon His Worship Mayor Basil Stewart to read the Canada Day proclamation and to bring greetings on behalf of the City of Summerside.
Good afternoon, everyone. MC Paul M., as he's known, Her Honor Lieutenant Governor Antoine Perry, Honorable Bobby Morrissey, MP, and MLAs Lynn Lund, Steve Howard, and Trish Altaz, Citizen of the Year, Laurie Brunel, Ray McCourt from Kingsman. He's been a member of the Kingsman, and he'll be doing a little duty here shortly, I understand. Also, my fellow councillors are all here today. Deputy Mayor McColman, Councillor McPheely, Councillor Adams, Councillor Duran, Councillor Snow, Councillor Campbell, Councillor Ramsey, and Councillor McDougall. And we have members of the Key family with us today. Derek and Nancy, Honorable Justice Nancy, welcome to our ceremony today. We have our CAO, Rob Philpott, and as was mentioned, our police chief, Dave Poirier, and our fire chief and director, J.P. DeRosier. He's usually in the background someplace. He does a lot of work, but he doesn't like to be up front, but he's here today, and Mitch. And we have our Legion members. Welcome to our color parade. And with today's technology, people watching online, we'd like to welcome them to watch our ceremony here today. And our Citizen of the Year Committee, Joanna Shea is with us, as well as Gabe Keogh and Sharon Moyes. And I mentioned the color parade, but also veterans today. We welcome them. So on behalf of Council, I welcome everyone to our Canada Day ceremonies here in our beautiful Credit Union Place. And a special welcome again to our Honour Lieutenant Governor. It's always an honour to have you in our city. You're here quite often to most of our functions, and that's appreciated. As well as our Member of Parliament, Bobby Morrissey. He's here quite often, and usually helping with announcements and those kinds of things, so it's great to have you here, Bobby. As well as our MLAs who are with us today from Summerside. And we welcome our new Citizen of the Year, Laurie Brunel, and we congratulate you. And we have a better city because of your efforts, and we thank the committee, and we thank all of the nominations, but you were successful, and again, thank you very much. The C. Ross McKenzie Award will be announced as well today, and we want to thank the Key family for being here today to make this presentation, the George Key Senior Award for the Citizen of the Year. And I believe it would be Derek's grandfather started this in 1967 for Canada's 100th anniversary. So the Citizen of the Year and the Key family have been here for, 54 years to make the presentation every year. So it's appreciated, Derek, and all members of your family. And we've got to be proud to be Canadians. And let us fly our flag, the Canadian flag, and with pride, and display our symbols for our great country. And we are fortunate to be living in the best country in the world, here in Canada. And we want to narrow that down to Summerside and to Prince Edward Island. We're pretty lucky. We have to say thank you to all those who paid the supreme sacrifice so we can enjoy our freedom and our peace here in Summerside and Prince Edward Island and in Canada. We thank all members of the Canadian Armed Forces for serving around the world, as well as we thank those who have served in the past. And may God bless you all. In closing, I ask all to enjoy and celebrate Canada Day and to be thankful for our great country. As we work through this COVID situation, and we believe we're on our way out of it, let's hope that things will improve for next year, and we can have some more events. And so I think that's on the way, that things are starting to improve. We also want to thank the healthcare workers and Chief Medical Officer Dr. Morrison and all those who have worked so hard to keep us healthy here in Summerside and in Prince Edward Island. And as mentioned, hopefully next year we'll be able to have some more events and celebrations for our Canada Day ceremonies. And this is Canada's 154th anniversary. Last year was the city's 25th anniversary, and today we celebrate the 135th anniversary of a raceway, the oldest raceway in North America, we understand. And there's a special race at 2 o'clock to commemorate the race of 135 years ago, two-horse race. I don't think it's the same two horses, but it'll be a nice ceremony. But we do have a beautiful racetrack here, grandstands to go with it, so we're celebrating the 135th anniversary of that. And I thank you all again for being here, and I will wish everybody a happy Canada Day, and I'll read the Canada Day proclamation for the city of Summerside. To honor Canada, our land created by the fusion of two family cultures, enriched by the contribution of many other cultures, fatherland of all Canadians. To honor this country, home of approximately 37.5 million people, proud of their heritage and the freedom, peace, and security and achievements they enjoy. To honor this land of peace and prosperity, this promised land of untold resources. To honor this country which is ours, of which we are proud, I hereby proclaim today, July 1st, Canada Day in the city of Summerside. And I invite all citizens of Summerside to celebrate Canada Day by striving to know our country better, by flying our flag, displaying our symbols, and getting to know one another better. Happy Canada Day. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship. I now call on Ray McCord from the Kinsman Club of Summerside to present His Worship Mayor Stewart with a brand new chain of office.
Oh, that's good. That's a challenge right off the bat. Your Honor, Antoinette Perry, your Basic Steward, invited guests, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today to present to the Mayor a special chain of office. This chain of office was given by the Kinsman Club in Summerside quite a number of years ago. And on the last election, it was noted that we did not have any more room for the names of the present mayor. So, during this difficult time, of course, of COVID and the shutdowns and various things that happened throughout the year of 2020 and going into 2021, it took a long time for this to happen. We have a small club right now. We're 6 members strong. At one time, the Kinsmen were over 40 members, but now we have a very small club, but we work hard. And it's a great honor for me to present the chain of office to the mayor as I was working with the supplier through the whole process. And there is a proclamation that I have here. The local Kinsman Club first presented the chain of office to the town of Summerside Mayor J.E. Morrison at a special presentation ceremony at the Summerside Curling Club in 1962. The presentation was made by Kin President Chester McDonald and the Kinsman-elect Neil MacLeod as Master of Ceremonies. This chain, impressive in design, was made in gold plates listed the former commissioners and mayors since 1877. At that time, it was valued at approximately $750, and it was a project of the Kinsmen for 8 months. 18 months for this present one. It was a well-guarded secret that with the overwhelming support of the Kinsmen, as the idea was passed unanimously at a general meeting. That evening, Mayor Morrison had a high praise for Kinsman Club and noted in particular that the fine work they carried on in the town's playground activities. We had been involved in that for quite a number of years, and we do have some parks named after the club in Summerside. W.A. Curry, former mayor of Summerside and who was instrumental in bringing Kinsman to the Maritime Provinces, said, "I never fully realized the park service clubs played in Summerside until I was mayor." Another former mayor and former member of the Kinsman Club, Henry Wedge, at the time stated that he fully appreciated the great community service that this group provides. Our motto is serving the community's greatest needs. And that tradition has continued on in the city of Summerside since 1947 in the Kinsman Club. So it's, with our numbers being small, of course, it takes a lot of work, but it's a great presentation. I'd like to call on Mayor Stewart to come forward, and we're going to just a note, the retired chain will be displayed in the city of Summerside at an appropriate City Hall. So, and In this term, we do have Mayor Stewart's name engraved on the chain. That's a nice presentation as well. So I will call on Mayor Stewart to come forward, and we can make the change and retire our chain and put our new chain in service.
Very good ideas from back in the late 60s.
Thank you very much, and everybody have a great Canada Day, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, each year the George Key Senior Citizen of the Year Award is presented to residents whose outstanding character and exceptional values contribute to the well-being of the city of Summerside, and whose everyday actions serve as a positive example to others. I'd now like to call on the chairperson of the Citizen of the Year Committee, Gabe Keogh, and he'll read the citation for the City of Summerside's George Key Senior Citizen of the Year Award.
MC Powell, good afternoon. Lieutenant Governor, the Honorable Annette Perry, Summerside MLA Lynn Long, representing the province, Your Worship Basil Stewart, and members of the council, Aikman MP, the Honorable Robert Morrissey, other dignitaries, special guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the City of Summerside, it gives me great pleasure to announce the George Key Senior Memorial Citizen of the Year Award to Laurie Burnell. Laurie is to be commended not only for her selfless and passionate work in saving kittens and reducing the number of stray cats who might continue to reproduce in our great city, but also for her dedication in the need for responsible cat ownership. Laurie works full-time, but has personally been dedicated to this cause for years, taking cats, kittens, and giving them appropriate veterinary care and treatment, feeding them, and finding suitable homes. This dedication and passion of hers eventually became more than she could handle by herself. So she sought a responsible solution by developing a registered charity in 2015 called Keeping Cats Home. Necessary paperwork was filed to become incorporated, thereby allowing her to solicit donations which are tax deductible. A board of directors was formed, and Laurie recruited a dedicated group of volunteers and foster families to care for rescued kittens and educate the public. Through fundraising activities, all necessary supplies are purchased through this channel and delivered to foster homes. Laurie also developed an application process and
adoptees sign a legal binding contract agreeing that the kittens are to be spayed, neutered, and cannot be clawed. This is to ensure the humane treatment of kittens and the control of the pet population in the area. As you can imagine, this has been a long labor of love. Being so lovingly dedicated to this cause, Laurie has educated many people in our area to be responsible and to help negate the problem of overpopulation of these animals. Her idea of forming a charity of keeping cats home will be advantage to our city and area going forward, and we thank you for your passion and dedication. I'd like to now call upon members of the Key family, Derek and Nancy, to come forward and present this special award. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Happy Canada Day. It's with thanks that extends to the city for the opportunity of presenting for the 54th time the George Key Senior Citizen of the Year Award. Certainly always been a pleasurable experience, particularly made so given the work of committees that this time as chaired by Gabe, previously in all other years obviously chaired by others who go through the process of looking across the city, soliciting nominations, and considering those who have provided the kind of commitment and leadership that make a difference to the community. Interestingly, as I'm sitting here this morning, this afternoon now, lose track when we have these over lunch gatherings. Sitting here this afternoon and enjoying this beautiful panoramic view behind us. Off to my left, just slightly off the picture, would have been where Hall Manufacturing Company operated for over 100 years, manufacturing farm equipment on the waterfront, where the railway lines come into the community. And that's where my grandfather started at 9 years of age, because his father had passed away when he was 3 years of age. And at 9, George Key Sr. had to start to work. And he worked there for the entirety of his life. He passed away in 1968, having established this award initially in 1967. So as I look there and I acknowledge what was his place of work, and I continue along Water Street and I look at the phenomenal changes that have taken place there just in the last 54 years since this award began, and that I can recall. And I see the beautiful additions to the city that have happened because of individual leaders within the community. In much the same way, there are all kinds of things that are done, changes that are made, commitments that are engaged upon, that also make a phenomenal difference. And that's the situation in the nomination of Laurie Burnett for this particular award this year. When I heard of Laurie's nomination, I was not familiar with her. I am familiar with the work. Picked up the phone and I called a colleague of mine who works in our Charlottetown office, Michael Fleischman, who's engaged with the Humane Society and the Cat Action Committee, and I said, "Who's Laurie Burnett?" "Oh, she's a wonderful person, a force to be reckoned with, truly a leader, passionate about what she does." So I'm particularly thrilled, Laurie, that this nomination was made and that you were successful, and there's an opportunity for the city to acknowledge the very, very fine work that you do. So I would ask that you come forward, and on behalf of the
key family in the city of Summerside to present to you the Citizen of the Year Award.
While the picture being taken, I'd like to pass along my congratulations to Lori as well. Heather and I have been the recipient of 2 lovely little kitties out on the highway, Route 1A in Bedeck is not the place for a dog. But certainly Tigger and Winnie have enjoyed their stay at our place. We didn't get the little kitties till Lori first finger fed these 2 little kitties and then bottle fed them, and then they were able to come to Bedeck. So congratulations. I've been the recipient as well. So ladies and gentlemen, our next award presentation is the C. Ross Mackenzie Award, presented in recognition of an outstanding contribution to Canadian pride in the city of Summerside and Canada Day. I call upon His Worship Mayor Stewart as he'll come forward to announce the award winner.
Thank you again, Paul. This year we would like to recognize Chief Darlene Bernard for her contributions to Canada Day. She has been a vital component to our Canada Day civic ceremonies for the past number of years. This year she's unable to be with us as she is with her indigenous communities. Trifolk was adjusted here, mourning the recent discoveries of the unmarked graves at residential schools in British Columbia and Saskatchewan. She encourages us to continue the journey on forward, being together again under different circumstances. So congratulations to Chief Darlene Bernard. Thank you.
Congratulations, Chief Bernard. So ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our Canada Day ceremony. We hope you've enjoyed the activities that are happening in Summerside today. We want to thank you for joining us in this annual Canada Day celebration. Although this year may look a little different than previous years due to our ongoing pandemic, we're pleased to have the opportunity to continue the civic ceremony, honoring today's award winners and to celebrate our nation's 154th birthday. Happy birthday, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the departure of the Vice-Regal Party. Sergeant at Arms, march off the colors.